We're joined today by Cindy Faulk from the Kansas Wheat office, and we're at the Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan. We're talking about the Festival of Breads that just happened a couple of weeks ago. So Cindy, thanks for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Fourth Festival of Breads, huge success.
Yes.
Continues to grow.
Yes. We just completed it here in Manhattan, Kansas, and we took our statewide contest a few years ago and expanded it to a national contest. We had 8 finalists that came into Manhattan, Kansas, plus our major sponsors were all here for our baking contest. And we exceeded numbers like no other. We estimate that we had over 1,000 people that came on Saturday, June 13th for the one-day event. So it was a success, and I have to thank our major sponsors, King Arthur Flour, Red Star Yeast, and of course our Kansas wheat producers.
And that's another thing. The cool thing about the event is you bring the 8 finalists in, they tour a wheat field and talk to a farmer. That's really something special that I would imagine no other baking competition does.
That's correct. And I've just been reading thank you notes that we've been receiving from our 8 finalists. And that is one of the highlights of our contest, is that they enjoyed meeting the farm family. Riding on a combine. Of course, our wheat wasn't ready to harvest, but we had a really nice luncheon at the farm, and then they toured a flour mill, visited a local elevator, and then came back here to Manhattan to tour our plant innovation center.
Well, and King Arthur, we need to make sure that we bring them up. They buy a lot of Kansas wheat, and most of it's milled here too. That's
right, and they had 4 or 5 marketing and communications staff members here throughout the 3-day event. So we're proud to have King Arthur Flour as a major sponsor. And then we took on a new yeast sponsor this year, Red Star Yeast, as well as our local Manhattan Hy-Vee helped us a lot with this event.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the winning recipe and the winning baker. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. We'll see you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. GrassandGrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
We're joined by Cindy Faulk at the Kansas Wheat office today, and we're at the Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan. We're talking about the Festival of Breads that just happened a couple of weeks ago. So let's jump right into it. Lisa Keys from Pennsylvania was the national winner. Yes. What a great recipe. And you and I were just talking about some of the comments the judges made.
Oh, they loved this recipe from the very first taste. It had an awesome flavor because she used smoked Gouda or cheddar cheese in her recipe. And then it had some tofu, which keeps the bread really moist. And also, I have to say thank you to our Kansas Soybean Commission. They were a sponsor this year, so we appreciated their sponsorship. So her bread not only had tofu and then cheese in it, it had some maple syrup in it.
And we were kind of talking, it's kind of got a Vermont twist on it, kind of going back to her mother-in-law who was from Vermont, cranberries and some other things in it.
Yes. She was inspired by her mother-in-law to develop this recipe. So it's a true Vermont recipe, but the judges really liked it, and I did too when I first tested it because it was such a simple recipe to make, and she entered it in the time-saving and simple category, but it's a simple one-page recipe, easy to make and very easy to shape, but it's very delicious. So it won high marks in every category.
Not only that, she wins $2,500 in cash. I
Yes.
believe that's right. And then she's going back to Vermont
Yes.
to King Arthur Flour to take a baking class. I mean, it's just kind of a round robin of her for her to win.
Yes, she was a delightful contestant. I must say that all of the 8 finalists were great ladies, bakers. They just felt the love that we had in Kansas, and they enjoyed the visit to Kansas. Some of them have never been to Kansas before. So we had a great team of spokespersons and K-State Extension volunteers that helped us with this event, as well as the other sponsors. So we're just really proud to showcase Kansas wheat and our industry.
Well, not only that, some of these ladies are bloggers as well, and they get to visit a Kansas farm, talk to a Kansas wheat farmer. That message is just spread tenfold.
That's correct. And again, this is more than just a baking contest. Our Kansas Wheat Commissioners wanted it more than a baking contest. They wanted to get the word out about our wheat industry and wheat production. So that's a major part of this contest. You know, Saturday is a fun day to see all the contestants baking their winning recipes, but that trip to the farm, and also this year they really enjoyed coming to our office, seeing the greenhouses and the test kitchen where their recipes were tested at.
They can find the 8 recipes on the National Festival of Bread's website.
That's correct.
And then also coming up in the fall.
Well, we always have our little Kansas Wheat Commission recipe booklet available at our Kansas Wheat booth at the Kansas State Fair. So as you know, we hand out thousands of those little recipe books every year at the State Fair. So come by, visit with us, and hopefully I'll have maybe a few loaves of the winning bread to show you.